Putin claims Moscow is ready for negotiations to end attack on Ukraine. President Vladimir Putin claims Russia is ready for negotiations to end the war in Ukraine, even as the country faces further attacks from Moscow. In an interview on state television, Putin said excerpts of which will be released on Sunday afternoon, and that Russia is ready to negotiate some acceptable outcomes with all participants in this process. The Kremlin has repeatedly spoken out in recent months as the invasion, which began in February, began to falter. Putin also reiterated that Moscow has no other choice, and said he believed the Kremlin was on the right track. "We will protect our national interests, our citizens and our national interests." Attacks on Ukraine continue. Putin's comments come as the attacks on Ukraine continue. A nationwide air alert was declared twice on Sunday alone, with 3 rockets hitting the partially occupied town of Kramatorsk in the Donetsk region in the afternoon, local officials said. Ukrainian Donetsk Governor Pavlo Kyrylenko said the rocket hit an industrial area in the city and no one was injured. Kyrylenko said the town of Avdiivka was also hit by 6 artillery shells on Sunday, injuring 1 woman. Elsewhere in the frontline region, around the town of Bakhmut where heavy fighting has raged in recent weeks, Russian forces are struggling to keep up the pace of their attacks, according to a US-based think tank. Reported this weekend, the rate of Russian military advance in the Bakhmut area has likely slowed in recent days, but it is too early to assess whether the Russian offensive to capture Bakhmut has peaked. The think tank quoted a Russian military blogger as recently admitting that Ukrainian forces in the Bakhmut region have managed to somewhat slow the pace of the advance of Russian forces around Bakhmut and its surrounding settlements. Sources on Ukrainian social media previously claimed that Ukrainian forces had completely driven Russian forces out of the eastern outskirts of Bakhmut, the report added. Russian forces are likely to struggle to keep pace with offensive operations in the Bakhmut region and may seek to initiate a tactical or operational pause, the institute concluded. The day before, many were killed and wounded in a deadly Russian attack on the southern city of Kherson, which was recaptured by Ukrainian forces last month. Russian forces have shelled the partly occupied Ukrainian region of the Kherson region 71 times in the past 24 hours, including 41 attacks on the city of Kherson, said the region's Ukrainian governor Yaroslav Yanushevich reported on Sunday. Officials said a total of 16 people were killed, including 3 rescue workers who were clearing mines in the region's Berislav district. Yanushevich said he also injured 64 others. In the neighboring Dnipropetrovsk region, the city of Nikopol came under heavy shelling overnight, Governor Valentin Reznichenko said. No casualties were reported.